Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Back looking like a Facebook ghost. Hope all is fantastic. Welcome to Heart of Christ Ministry. I am your host, Shaun Robert Grant. So let me say something really quick here. Yes, got my banners in place. I am no longer on Facebook for the time being, so you may see this video pop up on Facebook, but I'm not on Facebook. So with that being said, if you have anything you need to share or you'd like to share with me, shoot me an email at shaung04@gmail.com, or if you have my number, text me and I can communicate with you there. But not on Facebook, not on Instagram, not on LinkedIn, not on Twitter, not on any of that right now, because I'm in the process of developing a greater, expansive, more creativity to really dive into the next chapter of my life. And so I'm taking a break from it. But because my Facebook is still linked to StreamYard, and I figured, why take it off? You just kind of let it be. Everybody on Facebook is going to be able to see this video today. So with that being said, welcome to Heart of Christ Ministry. I am Reverend Shaun Robert Grant, and I'm happy to be here with you. It has been a long time since I did this, probably like a week and a half, but that's long for me. But I am happy to be back, and I'm happy to be dropping something today that is so very important. And I say it's so very important because it's the difference between success and failure. It's the difference between going higher and being stuck down at the bottom. It's the difference between being free and being stuck. And so I'd rather get to it as opposed to just talk about it. But first things first, line of businesses. Here we go. Yeah, if you have any prayer requests, anything you want to share with us, feel free to write at shaung04@gmail.com. Well, I want to tell you, I just did a Your Spirit, Your Business session on the 2nd, and it's up on YouTube, and it is quite amazing. It's talking about mental toughness, and we've discussed that here at Heart of Christ Ministry, but this whole segment is just me going straight at it for 56 minutes, no breaks, no water, no stoppages. I'm just giving it to you straight off the cusp from the divine. And so make sure you check that out when you get a chance. But yes, if you have any questions, any prayer requests, write to us at shaung04@gmail.com. We will get back to you as soon as we can, because guess what? I'm not on Facebook anymore, Instagram, anything of that shit. So write to us. All right. So moving right along. This goes without saying. It's pretty much straightforward. If you find that you benefit from what I have to say here, you benefited from that in the past, there's no guilt here or pressuring you to give if you don't want to give. If you'd like to give, guys, feel free to give. It is greatly appreciated. That's all I'm going to tell you. Heart of Christ Ministry at a VENMO, PayPal, shaung04@gmail.com. All right. Thank you in advance for that, for your generosity. And let's just get into this, right? Let's get into it today. So this is pretty simple. So we're looking at the dynamic power of cause and effect. Okay. And so I remember just a few moments ago saying how this could really be the thing that messes people up. Right? It messes up people's lives. Why? Because they get them mixed up. And see, our primary objective in life is to always discover what is the cause. Because I'm going to tell you, matter of fact, let me just go right into it. That's the first one. Our most important aspect is finding out what is the cause. What is the cause of everything? Because within the cause, there is power, right? The effect is powerless. I'm going to explain that here in just a bit. But when we find out the cause, we find out the power of everything. Okay. So I got something really important to talk about that I discovered while I was working out today. And I was so excited that I decided to come back and do a video on it because I think it's important for you to know it. And look, all I'm telling you is that have an open mind. Have an open heart, right? That's the only way you grow. That's the only way you progress. That's the only way you can expand into being who you truly desire to be in this life, is if you're open to growing and expanding and not staying the same. Don't be comfortable. Be comfortable being uncomfortable. Sometimes that's what life does, is kind of push you out of that comfort zone to make you grow, to make you stronger. And that's what it comes down to. So when we talk about the cause is the catalyst. The cause is the very thing that makes everything go. So I'll give you a perfect example. I'm working out, having a good time. All of a sudden I get a thought. I get a vibration of feeling that gives me a message that revs up so much within me that it causes me to do what? Create an effect. The effect being this video, right? That's the first cause and the first effect. So that kind of gives you an example as to what cause and effect can be, right? Because this is a money consciousness ministry, I'm going to show you in just a moment how it works when it comes to money and when it comes to other things in your life. But so once again, it was that feeling, it was that thought, that revelation that was the cause that caused the effect, the video now. Right. And it's that simple in discovering, okay, how do I figure out why my life has problems? Go to the cause, right? If you have, let's say you have bad relationships, let's say your health is failing on you. What is the root cause of failure of health? In most cases, or in all cases, it's a mindset. It's a mindset that leads to a certain type of behavior. And that behavior predicates what? An effect that allows you to take actions that produces bad health, right? It's simple, but it's not always easy, because here's the thing. We're conditioned to look away from the cause. We're conditioned to go straight to the effect. Another perfect example, you get a headache, and you go straight for the Advil, you go straight for the Aleve, you go straight for the aspirin, right? Why not say, okay, what is causing the headache? Maybe it's a certain food that I'm eating. Maybe it's because I looked at my computer for too long. Maybe it's because I'm not getting enough water. Look at the cause first and then go from there. And if you can't figure it out, then maybe you can take an aspirin. But all things aside, most times with a headache, unless it's really bad, you don't need to take anything, right? The pills are just a quick fix. So the cause helps us to understand how to get to the root of the problem. So we're talking about money here for a second, because this is a money ministry, right? And money, not even in the sense of physical money, but money in the deeper sense of supply and substance and divine presence and consciousness and stuff like that. And so, here's what happens. People see money dwindle in their lives. They see a lack of money. What's the first thing they think of in most cases? I mean, unless they're spiritually inclined, the first thing I think of is, let me run out and go try and make more money. No, that's not the way to do it. That's not the way to do it. If you find your money is lacking in your life, you have to go to the cause. Okay. And the cause, pretty much 99.9% of the time when you're lacking money, it's because you're focused on the lack of it. You're focused on, or you're so focused on it that you're attached to it that you drive it away. Those are the causes. You fix those causes, you'll find money will flow more into your life. Other than that, you won't have to worry about going run after money, because it's going to show up the moment you fix the cause. The moment you fix the cause, money will come back into your life, right? I went through this in my own lifetime, gazillion times. All of a sudden, money's flowing and everything is amazing, and I'm feeling good, and it's all rolling along nicely, and then all of a sudden the money goes away. And then I'm like, well, let me see if I can pick up another shift, or let me see if I can, go get me another job. Or wrong. That's the effect, right? That's the effect. And while I'm at it, let me just pull up what is the effect, right? The effect is what is produced after all actions are taken from the catalyst, right? So what is money in general? What is money specifically? It's an effect, okay? It's an effect. Money is an effect. So I'm saying it slow because I want you to catch this. The reason I'm saying it is an effect is because guess what? You are the cause. Your thoughts are the cause. The way you feel is the cause, right? So I want to explain something to you. So when you're growing up in the church, they teach you this concept of tithing. And what they say is you give 10% of your tithes and 90%, God will make it work throughout your entire life and such and whatnot. So I really delved into that concept because I really wanted to see, okay, how does this work? Does God magically make your income stretch, so to speak? Does he make your income stretch? Does he make your income grow? And then all of a sudden, it's because of the tithe? No. Here's what happens. The thought process that goes into the idea that God will make 90% work is what causes the effect of you being able to make everything work on 90%, right? Seems pretty simple, but it's all magical when they say it in church, right? And so, people may disagree with me, but that's the nature. That's what causes it, right? The cause is tie 10%, right? The thought, the feeling, the emotion, tie 10%. And then also on top of that cause is God will make what I have left work. And so once that is believed, because we all live what we believe to be true, right? Our consciousness creates our reality. That's what happens. You're able to run your life on 90% as opposed to the 100%, right? That's all it is. That's all it is, right? So we look at that, and that teaches us so much about our own lives, right? It teaches us so much about our own lives that if we got the right cause down, what could the effect be? What could be the potential of the effect, right? So before I move on, what is the effect? The effect is the result of the cause, of the catalyst, of the action, of the thought, of the feeling. That is the effect, right? You have a prosperous thought or a prosperous idea, money is created. The prosperous idea and the thought is the cause. Money is the effect. Simple as that. Right? Simple as that. I almost scratch myself sometimes when I see how uncomplicated the universe makes this stuff and how it's so easy to get so wrapped up into thinking that it's so much more than that, but it's actually not, right? It's actually not. It's not any more than an understanding of cause and effect. Cause being the actual initial action and kinetic motion and potential energy, effect being the result, right? Cause, action, effect, result. Cause, action, effect, result. Cause, action, effect, result, right? So let's distinguish the two of them in order to succeed, right? So we talked about situations where with jobs, so you're thriving and all of a sudden, all blah, 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 we would do better to look at what we were doing while we were thriving as opposed to trying to go and put a Band-Aid on the effect, so to speak. But money's a perfect example because money is that thing that could potentially be just black and white, but sometimes we have to take a closer look depending on our situation. But it's one of those things, once you figure out the mindset that allows it to flow into your life, you solved it, right? You solved the issues of it. And it really comes down to not even focusing on the idea of money, but more or less focusing on the idea that you are a prosperous, benevolent, wealthy, abundant, rich, omnipresent being full of divine substance that can create prosperity and resources. You are that on the inside. You are God. God is you on the inside. So what happens when I know that God is me? That's a thought. That's a catalyst. That's a cause. I am God. And so what does I am God mean? It means all that the Father hath is mine. God is abundant and so am I. God is love and so am I. God is lavish, omnipresent substance, infinite prosperity. So am I. That is the cause. Now, when the cause resonates strongly enough, it has to create a result, right? In this case, with money, it's usually oftentimes it's creating two effects from it, right? The behavior from the actual cause and then the actual result beside that. But sometimes the actual cause can create the effect right away, right? So you create this mindset of being, dynamically, divinely abundant. And you hold true to that, right? You hold true to the presence of God, to the consciousness of God within you. And what happens is, well, you don't necessarily get, like, say, a $10,000 check in the mail, so to speak, but you begin to develop a state of being that predicates behavior that results in you prospering one step at a time, right? So sometimes it's important to understand that there's more steps involved, but once you're able to distinguish the cause from the effect, you pull your power back, right? So that's an example. Another example I'm going to give you, and this is this is a big example, right? Because this can set you free if you're willing to allow it to set you free. And we're going to talk about the coronavirus, okay? The coronavirus is an effect. I'm going to say it 3 times. The coronavirus is an effect. The coronavirus is an effect. It's not a cause. Most people want to believe it's a cause. The coronavirus is an effect. It's a result, right? And you might be asking, well, Reverend Shaun, what is it a result of? Easy. It's a result of a thought that says that I am susceptible to this virus, much like any other disease, any other illness out there. I love it. Any other disease, any other illness out there, all that is a result, right? I talk all the time. Even my talk I did at CSL, I talk about Emmett Fox and this whole mental equivalent thing. And if you hadn't read that book, you got to read that book, because that book pretty much shows you that everything we encounter is in the mind first. Remember, consciousness creates reality. Consciousness creates reality. Consciousness creates reality. And knowing that consciousness creates reality, guess what? Whatever's in our consciousness is creating our reality, right? Coronavirus is an effect. Coronavirus is a result. It's a result. The only people that get coronavirus are the ones that take on the thought of, I am fearful that I will get coronavirus. I may be infected by this thought. I'm sorry, I may be infected by this virus, and it lingers and lingers and lingers. And what happens? You've been watching me long enough to know, if you think about something long enough and incessantly enough, it's going to be your experience, right? It's the fear, which is the charged up emotion around the thought, and the repetition of that thought that causes the virus to be had, right? That's all it is. And if you disagree with me, perfect. I hadn't gotten sick yet, so I'm believing what I want to believe. You can believe what you want to believe. But at the same time, it's an effect. It's an effect. The only way people get into trouble is if they become fearful of getting the virus. And once they get fearful of getting the virus, because fear is just as powerful of an emotion as anything else, you eventually will get it, because the fear scares you, right? And if you don't get it, you'll just be running around in your fear because you're afraid of getting it. So I say this not to challenge anybody's beliefs. Well, actually, I am challenging your beliefs, but I say this so you can free yourself from being afraid of other human beings, right? What was that hashtag we saw during Thanksgiving? Uninvite them. Like, okay, somebody could be dead next year come Thanksgiving, and you let this virus get in the way of you spending time with your family. Come on, right? That. And look, everybody has to make their own decision, but at the same time, no. It can only affect you when you have the thought, the cause, right? Coronavirus is an effect. The thought or the fear of coronavirus is the cause, right? Or the faith that you won't get coronavirus is also the cause. Multiple amount of times. I can remember flying in September to do a film out west. And here I am getting on the airplane thinking that, everything's going to be all spread out. When I tell you, American Airlines had us literally on top of each other, like basically sitting so close to the person next to you. I mean, literally like this. And I got big shoulders. So I'm literally in the face of the two people next to me. Right? Not once in my mind did I think, oh my gosh, I may get the virus. The whole time I said, I'm happy, healthy, and whole. Every cell in my body is filled with unlimited divine love and light. That was my cause. Right? That was my cause. From that point on, that was my cause every day. And let me tell you what I encountered. So I get on a plane, people are coughing, just like they're coughing up lungs and everything else, like just sneezing and all this other stuff. I mean, the most germ-infested place you ever want to be is on an airplane. And I had it multiple times. I had to do it to fly, from Florida to California and to Vegas and to the other places. And not once did I get sick. Not once did I retract or attract anything, because my cause. If my cause, see, I can't create like say, for instance, a rich cause and then be broke, have a broke effect, right? So I can't be rich in thought and be broke in manifestation. I can't be broke in thought and think I'll be rich in manifestation. It doesn't work like that. And once again, I can't be healthy and whole in thought and be sick and ill in manifestation. Now, what does that tell you? Like, when we think about that, what does that say? What does that really say? It says that you have the power to transform your life right here, right now. Plain and simple. You have the power to transform your life right here and right now. And you know how you do that? Let me figure out the causes of my life. You know what? If I got debt, let me figure out what's the cause of debt. And I can tell you right now, I'll give you the answer. The cause of debt is the mind was not prepared with thoughts of abundance to know that you could pay it off. So guess what? You dodged it. That's all it is. I had to come to that realization myself. I dodged it because I didn't feel abundant enough to have what I needed to pay it off. Remember how we talked about the tithes? How people think magically, it works on 90%, when in actuality, it's just the belief in the thought that it can work on 90% that actually makes it work on 90% as opposed to 100% of your income. Same thing happens with debt, with all this stuff. It's all a mind game. It's all a mind game. As the mind goes, so you go, right? Your mind becomes your catalyst. Your mind becomes your cause. Your circumstances becomes your effect. So if I look at my life, right? If I look at my life and I see something is not right, I see something is not thriving as it needs to be, because as divine beings, we are supposed to thrive. What do? I don't go to the thing and try to start messing with it from a physical standpoint, because that's just trying to fix the effect, right? That's basically putting a paint job on a car that has no engine and can't run, right? That's all that is. What I need to do is go figure out, okay, how do I get this engine working? Or let me see if I can put an engine with inside it, then give it a paint job, and then go from there. So we have to look and see, and we can go down the line. Let's really go down the line. So I'm having trouble having peace in my life. Okay, where do I look? Right? Well, I look at my thoughts. My thoughts are the effect. My behavior, my feeling, the way I feel is the effect. The thoughts, the beliefs that I'm holding in are the cause, right? I may hold a belief in from the time I was 7 that nobody in my family ever had any peace, any inner peace. That's my cause. And I get rid of that cause. Guess what? All of a sudden, I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling peace. But because I got rid of the cause, the thing that had all the power, remember we said that the cause has the power. Once I got rid of that, then I had a new effect. Back to money, because that's my specialty, right? No flow, no money, no abundance. What's happening? Do I just go work 10 more hours at my job? Do I go ask my boss for a raise? We know that never works. But I'm not seeing the flow that I think I want to see, that I know I want to see. What do? I figure out within me what type of beliefs, what type of thoughts am I holding, what mental equivalent am I holding within my consciousness that's causing that to happen. And so what do? I find something that says, I'm not worthy enough. I feel like there will never be enough, which tells me I think that I'm not enough. But all of a sudden I fix that and I turn it around and transform it to, I am more than enough. And then money begins to flow, right? I mean, that was kind of simple because a lot of times that takes some time to figure out, but that's what happens. I fix the cause and then the flow, the effect changes. And then last but not least, I'm sick. I never have any energy. I'm always tired. I'm coughing. I got to sneeze, right? I can never make it on time to work because I'm just not feeling well all the time. I'm always feeling like yucky and all this other stuff. So what do? I go to the cause, right? And what do I find in the cause? I find a thought form. I find a belief that says everybody in my family was sick, so I need to be sick too. What happens? I turn that around. I change that cause up, right? To I'm going to be whole. I am whole. I'm complete. I'm healthy. I'm vibrant. I'm alive. Everything turns around for me. I'm working out. I'm taking walks. I'm eating healthier. The whole effect changes because I change the cause. Simple as that. The whole effect changes because I changed the cause, right? If you're stressed, you're fearful, you're worried, go directly to the cause that's making you feel that way. Just go straight to the cause, bypass anything else, right? If you're feeling fearful, stressed out, don't go to something outside of you. Go within, because life is just out picturing what we're experiencing in here. So you have to go to where the power is, the catalyst, the cause, and you fix the cause. When you fix the cause, you will no doubt fix the effect. Because once again, rich thought can't produce broke circumstances or broke manifestation, right? Healthy, vibrant, charismatic thought cannot produce lacking, struggling, ill environment. It just can't. That would go against every single bit of universal law that we've ever been taught. There is no way that can happen, right? Rich thought has to equal rich manifestation. Healthy thought has to equal healthy manifestation. Faithful thoughts have to equal faithful manifestation. A faithful cause has to equal a faithful effect. This is universal law. Universal law. I promise you, when you take the time to go and do that, when you take the time to figure this out, when you take the time to really dive into it, you're going to start not changing, but transforming your life in such a way that is going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind because you'll be like, damn, I should have thought of this a long time ago, because I know that's how I felt. I should have thought of this a long time ago. But you know what? You're thinking of it now. And that is what is important. So, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up today's message. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And with that being said, like I said, I'm no longer on social media at the time. So if you feel the need to drop us a line, ask any questions, any prayer requests, Heart of Christ Ministry is here for you. ShaunG04@gmail.com. If you have anything we can help out with, feel free to write to us. I'm more than happy to help you. It is my pleasure, being Reverend Shaun Robert Grant, to help you to really kind of dive into the stuff that you're dealing with, because you deserve to be happy. You deserve to be joyful. You deserve to be abundant. You deserve to be all of that stuff. So embrace it now while you can. And then, once again, sow a seed. All right. So sow a seed today, right? And look, it's just, once again, no pressure here. No pressure, because I want you to feel happy about sowing a seed. I want you to feel happy about giving to this ministry. I want you to feel at peace giving to this ministry, because you felt like it was something you really wanted to do, because you benefited from what I had to say today or in the past. And there is absolutely nothing else more than that. And if you choose to do it, thank you very much. The ministry appreciates you. I appreciate you. I'm grateful. And that's all I can really say about that. So thank you in advance. With that being said, guys, that wraps up today's message. I tell you, it was good being back. Yeah, really happy to be back, because I feel like this is truly my calling. And I'm just going to say this now, and I'm going to come back and look at this. It's 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, December 7th, 2021. Really big things are happening. Really big things are unfolding. Really amazing things are getting ready to take off in the new year. And jump on board. Jump on board, because in my heart, I know this is who I'm supposed to be. This is where I'm supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. So with that being said, take it for what it is, because sometimes, you get a gem, it's not there all the time. Embrace it. Use it. Build your life, right? Because it's growing and it's expanding. And I know in my heart, in my mind, in my body, in my spirit, that it's going to go to a whole nother level. And so you got access to it right now before I start charging $10,000. No. But anyway, yeah, take advantage of it, because at the end of the day, sometimes we think things will be there forever, and they really won't. And I got a feeling, Spirit's doing some stuff that is really going to just rise. It's just going to expand. So thank you for your time, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a pleasure, as always. We will talk soon. Thanks so much. Take care.
Every dream begins with a vision. A vision that sees everything before anyone else ever can. A vision that ignites the endless power to make all your dreams come true.